Good morning, everybody. Hello,
Look
Jim.
who it is.
It's good to be back in studio. First and foremost, I want to thank Rich for filling in, stepping up to the plate, doing a great job. I appreciate the time he took. We're all working. He's got a full-time job. He runs that 2 businesses. It's unbelievable what he does, and for him to take the time to fill in for me is more than appreciated. So thank you again, Rich, for doing that. Folks, what are we talking about today? Well, I guess there was a little thing that happened over the weekend where we bombed Iran successfully, strategically, and on point.
For doing that.
Hey, Jim, who's talking in the background?
I had to. It's not on my computer, so I have to do it on the.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
I'm hearing me.
Yeah,
and a delay on that for comments, guys. That's what we're doing. We will figure this out. Our good friend Mike from To The Point is going to help us out, I think, to figure out how we can see the Rumble comments on here. He gave Jim and I instructions, just a little backstory. We're stupid and we can't figure it out. That's technically, we just don't know it. But anyways, glad to be back. It was, I missed you all. I missed Jim. Got to see Jim at the royal wedding, so that was good. After that, though, I had a lot to do at my mom's house. So I am back now, back here, and glad to be. We're going to talk about.
Wants to know, hey, who is the weird guy?
Yeah, that's Jim. I'm Dale. I'm good looking, Rich.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Rich is good looking, Jim. That's all.
And Jim's just Jim.
Here.
Jim's just here.
Jim's ugly Larry.
Ooh.
Anyways, glad to be back. We're going to talk about Iran and what might happen. We were hoping to have Wayne Black on, and that was scheduled. Unfortunately, something happened with his mic and cam, and it wasn't working for him. He was off-site on location. At a school, as a matter of fact, teaching them all about how to secure that location, because that's what he does, security expert. So we're sorry we're not going to have him on with us this morning. Tried, just couldn't get it to work. But we will get into the details of the Iran bombing. Mm-hmm. On top of that, there was a Michigan church that was shot up, and good guys with guns saved many, and a Ford F-150 saved many lives. We're going to talk about that. And at the end of the show, a top five sports franchises similar to this dynasty.
But not so
similar
much, because I'm going to give an example.
Okay. Give me your example.
New England Patriots could be considered a dynasty during their stretch.
Yes, but they're not.
Consider them
I agree.
Better franchises.
I agree, 100%.
And so there's going to be one on my list that it killed me to put on there, but
I bet it did. I bet it did. It's probably not the one. I did not put that one on there, but they could be.
Rich heard you. Good looking Rich. What?
Well, I mean, like, it's hard to tell. People, he looks younger than me. He's got full facial hair. He can grow a beard. I haven't reached puberty, apparently. So, there's a lot of bad things here. I have to tell myself that, in order for me to get on with my day and make myself feel better. Because who else will, Jim?
Well, that's what I say.
That's what Nobody else will, Jim.
Every day.
So that, super glad to be back. Stoked about it. Jim, on another amazing episode of what?
Live from the FuryCast Network studios.
It is.
It's 2 guys. 1 Coup. Rich was used to doing that.
Super dramatic. I love it. See, be right back.
You've just tuned in to Truth Uncaged. 2 guys, 1 coup. Only on the FuryCast Network. Sway like a battle cry. Steel-tuned riffs set the sky on fire. No script, no leash, no fake parade. We bring the scared to name. 2G, 1C, thunder with strings. Fury cast network, let freedom ring. Two guys, one coup, forged to defy. Slicing through silence with metal that flies. March to the rhythm of violence and rage. Truth lock loaded, we've broken the cage. No puppets here, just blood and voice. This is the people's battle choice. 2G, 1C, roar and bold. Fury cast forged in red, white, gold. Two guys, one code, never retreat. We own the volume and bring the heat. Two guys, one coup. No surrender, just cut and throw. Fury cast, unleashed and free. Say it loud. 2G, 1C.
I missed that song. I did. I mean, I listened, to it, but I missed it here live. Problem, Jim? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
There we go. How's that?
It's like I can't hear you.
Crazy Southpaw says hi from Missouri.
Hey.
Leslie
Crazy.
welcomes you back.
Good times. with him.
And Mike from To The Point. Nope, we might need your expertise. We might have to give you our link to have you come in and
Yeah,
figure it
hold on.
out. But
Yeah,
I can see it. Just can't show it. Crazy Southpaw says, God bless Missouri for delivering a payload to Iran.
Yep, that's right.
And speaking of that, why
Mhm.
don't we just go ahead and start on that, Al?
Yeah, we will.
Unless you want to talk a little bit about your past, the past 2 weeks with you and everything.
Yeah,
else.
well, I mean, literally. So one full week was just at my mother's house. I think everybody knows my father passed away in December. So she's going to be living with us full time. So we had to go back and gather up stuff and, what to donate, what to keep, what to get, all that. She'll be back in the fall, living full time with us, and can't wait for that. So that was a long week of that, and going through memories and going through, what do you keep, what don't you, there's so much emotional attachment to crap that I look at it and I'm like, well, just donate that or give it away. No, that means this or that. And so you got to really be gentle when you're,
Absolutely.
like, Mom, we can't take the whole house, so, but but she was really good about it too. So that was good. And then the weekend before that, I was, of course, attended the royal wedding, the wedding of Jim's son and his new daughter-in-law. And I know you guys talked about it briefly and all that, you and Rich, so I won't go into super details about it, but it was quite interesting. Quite interesting. It's like 10 minutes till wedding time, and I'm stuck in traffic because of a protest, and I'm calling Jim because, I'm just like, holy crap, I'm going to miss this whole thing, and that's just felt rude. And I'm like, well, Jim's not going to answer. He's busy. Jim answered because he's a good guy. He's like, okay, drop my wife and daughter, drop them off here. We'll have to walk around the protesters, do all that crap. And it was a beautiful location and all that. The courthouse is gorgeous there, and it was great, and the scenery and all that. The horns honking in the background a little. I'm sitting, so we're about halfway back. Jim's obviously front row and center, and we're halfway back, and I just keep my, as the horns are honking, Jim. I'm just like, I know he wants to go out there and kill these people. I know it. I know he wants to go out there and kill these people. I wanted to go out there and kill those people for everybody that was involved. But that was really the only protesting issue that I really noticed. Everyone was actually pretty good. You know,
it was peaceful for the most part. I mean,
Fort
there
Wayne,
was comments.
peaceful if you don't include it, wasn't burning down things, but
Correct.
loud, super loud,
very loud. But that's what you get. I mean,
I know.
even if there was a Trump rally, they get loud,
Yeah.
they get they get boisterous and everything, and everybody's just there for. I disagree with the cause completely, right? But I will say this: the organizer at the courthouse contacted the organizers of the protest.
Yes.
And said there is a young couple that is getting married. So we do ask you to respect them and their guests by not bothering them when they come in and everything else. So the organizers sent a card signed by 13 of the people that were involved and a dozen cookies, congratulating them on their marriage and hoping for it was very nice nice that they did it.
I didn't know that,
which made sense because I know there were some comments made to like family members of mine when they were walking in. You guys must be Trump supporters.
I heard it as I was walking from the reception site to the courthouse.
That's the stupid stuff that people say. But like I said, the wedding itself was great. And we didn't want anything to take away from them because it was about them, not about the protesters, not about it was about them. So it was great. Had a good time. Like I said, glad you were there. A lot of people enjoyed meeting you for the first time.
It was awesome seeing everybody and finally getting to meet. I met Larry, briefly. Literally briefly once, but had a great time with him. Got to finally meet your parents, which was very, very nice. And then of course met Duck and your liberal sister who was the first thing she says to me is, "Hi, I'm Teresa." Is it Teresa, right?
No, it's Shelley's the
Shelly. Sorry, Teresa. Yeah. Hi, I'm Shelly. I'm the Democrat.
Just hello. That's what
that's what she said. So I'm like, she was fine. Her and her husband. Everybody was super nice. The table we sat at, we can't thank you enough for the hospitality. And it was a great table. A lot of your friends and close friends and all that were at that table, and it was fun. It was a fun time. And the bourbon flowed and everything was great. And
he'll have a bottle.
Yep. And Jim was chugging beers, and I tried one, and that's the worst beer bong I've ever tried in my life. There was no there's no shut off. There's no,
you got it down it. Yeah.
No. Not shut off halfway, but just even when you pull it out of the thing, it was just
you got to hold it
out the top.
You had to hold it up.
Gravity, but it was gravity didn't sit well.
Keep in mind that his Josh's one friend who is known for that bachelor party. Anyway, so you learn, and all that. Crazy Southpaw wore it.
Yeah, I know. I did too. I wore half of mine too. I'm like, oh no.
Good time though, and we look good. They're in Jamaica.
Oh, they are.
So they should be coming home here Wednesday. So they're
nice.
Safe, and they're sending pictures, and they're having a good time. I just said, well, reality sets in when you come back.
Absolutely beautiful. The bride was beautiful. The dress, the whole setup, the bridesmaids, all the little, I don't know who all the little like flower girl type people were, but they were adorable. It was just it was beautiful, and it was great to see your entire family and meet the new ones that I haven't met yet, but have certainly talked to here through the chat section and all that. So that's really all I want to say, about that. It was a phenomenal time, and from my family to yours, we thank you for even being included.
We're glad you can make
it. It was fantastic. So, folks, let's get into this Iran stuff. We got so I'm going to post this comment from Aiken, who's on X. Iran's nuclear sites got a visit from the stealthy U.S. crater maker and promptly changed their pronouns to was, were. So thank you, Aiken, for that. I can't post other than what we see on X here. So Rumble is obviously. Hey, morning. Good morning. Steve. Hey, good morning. Thank you for joining. Appreciate that. So
I don't know why I said Sergeant, but
I don't know why you said that. I don't know.
Welcome, Steve.
It's Monday.
We have George 8203. Good morning to you. On Rumble.
Hey, good morning. Good morning to everybody out there. Let's get into this Iran stuff. So I know we've seen it. Do you have any thoughts on it beforehand? And I'll tell you why I asked this, because there's there's a lot of opposition to it.
If they're telling
even
us
within
the truth,
party,
if they're telling us
bullcrap.
the truth, okay,
Yeah.
which that they had it, they were ready to go, which I believe it. Because remember,
I
there's
do
trucks that were seen leaving these sites
Correct.
supposedly have the enriched uranium in there.
That is
okay,
correct.
so, but you're going to play a thing on Michael Rubio, who said it best. But I'm kind of torn. I don't want to get involved in a war. I just, especially in the Middle East,
not.
I just don't want to. However,
I
don't want Iran to get a nuclear weapon.
No.
And to me, that's a no-brainer with what happened. We had the only bombs capable of reaching them. They built those below the ground for our bombs. It was for us.
Correct.
It wasn't for it wasn't for Israel. It was to keep us from getting to it. Now, we did a lot of destruction. I don't think we've got the final. I
don't think so either. And I don't think we got it all.
But
And I think that's
I
been
just
verified,
look at it from this standpoint. I'm right now waiting, trusting that we were given the right information, because we don't always get it from the intelligence community.
Correct.
But I don't want a war. So
boots on the ground.
I want to tell you something. When we drop bombs on them, that's not boots on the ground, folks.
That's not boots on the ground.
Not a war. We're just just letting you know, hello, we're here.
Well, and they strategically and very stealthy did all of this because to avoid the whole boots on the ground thing, and doing it with limiting casualties. I mean, it wasn't a war. It wasn't I'm doing this to start a war. Correct. I'm doing this to send the message that's not going to happen. Your regime can't have a nuclear weapon. You just cannot have one of those, because your regime is whack job Islamic nuts.
Right.
And the whole mindset behind Islam is not Christian values. They hate us. We're infidels. It's in their Quran. They want to kill us. That's their goal. They're born that way. They're raised that way. Is everyone in Iran, I want to kill them? No, of course not. But all the leadership and all the people that raised these people over there are there to kill Western civilization. That's their whole goal. It's always going to be this way. It's never going to be different.
Yeah, they're never going to change. They
are not.
Marco Rubio, and you're going to play that, but Marco Rubio made it perfectly clear.
I'll start with Marco then.
To do a civilian nuclear plant to help give you energy, electricity, and all this stuff that can be good things that can be generated from a nuclear power plant. Why did you have to bury it 300 feet below a mountain?
Exactly. You want me to play that right now?
Yeah.
Let's go here. Look, I've learned, Jim. I've been gone 2 weeks, and I still know the tricks of the trade. Here's Marco Rubio. Oh, bigger news. Last day with crappy Cox Wi-Fi. Tomorrow, fiber's installed. I tell you that because I don't know how these videos are going to play, but tomorrow's the day. Would have been sooner, but I wasn't home. I got to be home for that. So here's Marco Rubio. Let's listen to what he had to say. Again, schooling the press as he always does.
Follow up on a phrase you just word, weaponization ambitions. Are you saying there that the United States did not see intelligence that the Supreme Leader had ordered weaponization?
That's irrelevant. I see that question being asked in the media. That's an irrelevant question.
No,
they have
that is
everything
the
they need
key
to build
point
a weapon.
in U.S. intelligence assessments. You know that.
No, it's not.
Yes, it was.
No, it's
that
not.
The political decision had not been made.
I know that better than you know that, and I know that that's not the case.
But I'm asking you whether the order was given.
And the people who say that, it doesn't matter if the order was given. They have everything they need to build nuclear weapons. Why would you bury things in a mountain, 300 feet under the ground?
Right.
Why would you bury why do they have 60% enriched uranium? You don't need 60% enriched uranium. The only countries in the world that have uranium at 60% are countries that have nuclear weapons. Because they can quickly make it 90. They have all the elements. They have. Why do they have a space program? Is Iran going to go to the moon? No, they're trying to build an ICBM.
No, but
so
that's a question. That's a question. That's a question of intent. And in the intelligence assessment, it was that Iran wanted to be a threshold state and use this leverage. I'm talking about the public March assessment, and that's why I was asking you if you know something more from March.
But that's also an inaccurate representation of it. That's an accurate representation of it. That's not how intelligence is read. That's not how intelligence is used. Here's what the whole world knows. Now, forget about intelligence. What the IAEA knows. They are enriching uranium well beyond anything you need for a civil nuclear program. So why would you enrich uranium at 60%?
Right.
If you don't intend to one day use it to take it to 90
Correct.
and build a weapon.
Right.
Why are you developing ICBMs? Why do you have 8,000 short-range missiles and 2,000 to 3,000 long mid-range missiles that you continue to develop? Why do you do all these things? They
Understood.
have everything they need for a nuclear weapon. They have the delivery mechanisms, they have the enrichment capability, they have the highly enriched uranium that is stored.
Yes.
That's all we need to see.
Right. Well, and
especially in the hands of a regime that's already involved in terrorism and proxies and all kinds of things around. They are the source of all
yes, and no one's disputing. No one's disputing.
You
that.
are.
I'm not
You
doing
just
that here.
did.
You just did.
And they were censured at the IAEA for that enrichment and for violating their non-proliferation agreements. I was simply asking if we had intelligence that there was an order to weaponize, because you said weaponization ambitions.
Well, we
which
have
implies
intelligence that they have
weren't
everything
doing
they
it.
need to build a nuclear
Got
weapon,
it.
and that's more than enough.
Okay.
What?
What?
When did the media ever, and we'll get into some of this later, but did the media ever question Barack Obama? When
No.
he bombed Afghanistan, when he bombed places in Iraq, Syria.
No.
Did they question him like that? No. Did they
No.
question the Secretary of State during that time?
No.
Okay. So this whole thing is, you want to talk about making something political.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is insane. Now I get it. When Obama and Clinton, when they did the bombing, Clinton did it during a time he wanted to get everybody off the Monica Lewinsky thing. So we're going to bomb this little place that, no big deal. But Obama bombed places just like anybody else did, right? Now, I get it. Republicans probably come back and said, hey, you need to get this, you need to do that. But folks, the president to drop bombs on somebody to protect the United States interests.
Yes,
he can do that. And if you heard this, he notified the Speaker of the House.
He did.
The leader of the Senate.
Yes.
The minority leader in the Senate.
Who didn't pick up the phone.
And the minority leader in the House didn't pick up
the phone. No, minority in the House.
Jeffries didn't pick up the phone.
He was preoccupied. I mean, I understand that. But
so to sit there and say that he never, this is just, when AOC goes out and does what she does, when Crockett and all these individuals go out and say what they say about the impeaching, when are those comments treasonable offenses?
Exactly.
Because I'm tired of hearing impeachment. This Democrats, they're not going to do anything. Okay.
Correct.
Now the Republicans are sitting on their ass. They're fighting with each other about to do this, to do that. And we're going to screw up. We're going to lose the midterms. And nothing's going to get done. We're going to go back to the shit that we were for in a few years. They've got to figure this shit out and get it done. You back the president for the impressive thing that was pulled off, guys. There was no leak. There was no leak from this. They totally, and you're going to play this video, but they totally fooled them by going to Guam.
Correct.
Guys, they never fired a shot against our planes because they didn't even know.
Never saw them coming. Never saw them coming. From Missouri to the Middle East and back. Not a single shot.
Now,
not a
thanks
single
to Israel.
warning.
Thanks to Israel, because they did take out their radar systems. They did a great job of doing that, but would they have found us anyway?
But that's the thing, So and I think the big thing is this as well, because we support Israel. We do. We support Israel, and we support their stance on being able to fight and maintain their position there in the Middle East, right, in their country, and defend themselves. We do have problems, major problems with Israelis government. They are corrupt. They are. I mean, they're not great people, right? I get that. Who's great people in any government, really? I don't know. Who's the great people in all governments?
You go with the Epstein. I believe Epstein collected this information on these top officials for Israel. That's my opinion. Okay. Again, it's allegedly, but
I know
Israel is our ally when they need to be our ally. But they sure do like to have stuff behind.
They do. Here's Lock and Load. She has no intelligence, none whatsoever.
Well, and then he also.
Sorry. Yeah, were you playing something? Go ahead.
Well, just real quick. Lock and Load. You're right. We elected Trump to protect the USA and our borders, and
in any way, shape, or form. And what is needed is that Leslie.
Oh,
Oh
she
my
did
God.
it again. I'm
Sorry, I
sorry.
thought you
Yep.
were no, she
Yes,
truly
Leslie,
acts
you're
like she
correct.
knows. I know.
Isn't that sick? So it tells you that during the last administration, were they being told stuff that they shouldn't have been told?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
what makes her think that she knows more than Marco Rubio about what's going on with the intelligence?
Do you see on a switching gears, and we'll get back to this. Do you see a Vance Rubio ticket in 2028?
Yeah, and the question now stands on who's the top of that ticket. So
Rubio or Vance?
Yeah.
Well, you got to have Vance. I think you got to have a vice president.
You got to have Vance because he's vice
yeah.
president. But God, that's a strong ticket.
That's a strong ticket. I mean, I don't know if it's
Rubio's
as strong as
the heck of a
I don't know if it's as strong as Cortez Sanders, but I mean, it's
it better
it's a
not
strong
be. It won't be a Cortez Sanders. It'll be a
who's it going to be?
Well, truth be told, it'll be probably a Newsom Cortez.
Well, okay. I mean, I get that. Yeah, I get that. And with Sanders having a big role in there, I don't know what he'll have, but probably Secretary of Commerce.
Did you see the last one that he did, the oligarch? Every time he went, the crowd got smaller and smaller. And this last one, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing.
Oh, but they all booed when it was announced at his rally that we bombed Iran. The crowd booed. You know why? Because Democrats hate America.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
You're right, Steve. That's what
Vance
we want.
Rubio. I mean, that's right now. I mean, Rubio. Who knew?
I've always liked Rubio. I know there's a lot of people that didn't.
No, I didn't dislike Rubio. I just thought he was part of that whole deep state thing. And is he not? You know,
well, we don't. Yeah, correct. Right now, we're doing what needs to be done. I don't know. I can't even guess what the hell's going on. But the funny thing about this bombing is it needed to be done. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Israel admitted they can't get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I'm going to be honest with you folks. If you think it's over, it's not over.
It's not over.
There were trucks
mm-hmm.
that were shown, a couple days before the bombing happened, moving away from the enriched uranium's on there. Okay. Now, Israel says that they have an idea where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I'm going to go a different route than some other people. Now, again, other people are from the intelligence community think differently of this. Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis have been quiet.
Very quiet.
Some people say it's because their leadership has been decimated. They're just tired of fighting and everything.
Terrorists.
When have you known a terrorist group tired of fighting?
They're never decimated.
This is what scares me with the silence from them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look, Russia had to come out and say what they said to show support for Iran, even though deep down they don't care. They got their own problems that they got going.
They don't give
China, all they want is their oil.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all they want. So they don't really care. Okay. So and people have to speak publicly about this stuff, but they're not going to say anything behind the scenes. So, but what you have to understand, if that enriched uranium got out, and they have those centrifuges that can get it to the 90,
correct,
dirty bombs. That is scaring me more than an ICBM coming from
I
Iran.
100% agree with that.
It's the dirty bombs that scare me.
Yep, I agree with that, and I think it could happen. Here's Leslie's comment on Rubio. You can agree with one's individual actions, but still think Rubio a swamp rat. I agree. I still think Rubio is a swamp rat, but I think he's really stepped up to the plate at this point. So,
and Mini Ball, you're right. The world is a safer place.
It is a safer place because of it.
Yeah, and the Democrats hate it. The Democrats hate it because they don't want it.
Hate a safer place.
If you look at what the Democrats have done, to us, not just the last 4 years, folks. We're talking the 8 years under Obama, where everything. We can even go back to Clinton if you want to go back that far, but I'm not. I'm just
go back to Carter,
Obama. Yeah, and this whole thing with Iran, this was a long time coming. Okay, Biden did nothing. The Houthis were attacking our military bases, folks.
Yes,
they were attacking our military bases, attacking people in the Hormuz. They were attacking everyone. We did nothing. I think he sent one. I think it was empty. He blew up an empty whatever just to make it look. Oh, look what I did.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you right now, folks, that we are here this is not President Trump's fault. Now, the left, the mainstream media and the left are going to tell you it's his fault. They were never going to do this. Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were.
They hate us. They didn't
Uh-huh.
care if Biden was president. They didn't care.
No.
They hate us. They hate the way we live. They hate the way we think. They hate the way we have freedom.
That's
Okay?
right.
They hate Germany. They hate France. They hate Italy. They hate non-Arab nations.
Period.
They even hate Arab nations because they're not
Not
Sharia.
the same. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yep.
So this Iran has to go, and regimes like Iran, look, North Korea is just as bad as them in some cases, but thanks to a Democrat president, they have nuclear weapons, and we can't stop that.
Correct.
But Iran, this had to be done. Way to go, President Trump. I hope we don't get to the point where there's boots on the ground. I do believe we're going to have more bombing runs.
I do too.
I do believe that because Iran's going to be stupid because this guy is suicidal.
Correct.
The Ayatollah is suicidal. He
doesn't
does
care.
not care.
Well,
He wants to go out a martyr.
Yep.
So he is going to.
Lock and Load has this to say. I think it has a question at least. What do you guys think? Iran will do attack us or U.S. or more attacks on Israel. Then the next question is, what will Trump do? I think there's going to be. Personally, they're going to keep attacking Israel. They'll shoot some missiles over. That'll happen back and forth. I truly believe that. I don't think. I think the more concern for us. Well, I'm going to let Tom Homan tell us what I think the more concern is for us. I've got other videos to play, but since Rich asked that question, and thank you for it, let's hear what, because I think this is our main concern. I think it should be everybody's main concern.
Yep.
Let me do this. Here we go. Border czar Tom Homan.
That issue particularly, how many Iranians are in the country that are in sleeper cells trying to do bad to America right now?
Well, look, you and I have talked about this many times. I said the last 4 years, my biggest concern was this open border was the biggest national security vulnerability this country's ever seen. So I pulled numbers this morning just from a CBP under Joe Biden. There was 1,272 nationals of Iran released in the country between OFO and the Border Patrol. And you compare that to the Trump administration, zero. Right, zero releases. And right now, because of President Trump's leadership, we have the most secure border in my lifetime, most secure border in the history of this nation. So we have a secure border. That was President Trump's big win on securing this nation. So we're not releasing people in this country. Special interest aliens aren't crossing that border undetected. But under Joe Biden, we had over 10 million people cross that border. But my biggest concern from day one, beyond the fentanyl, beyond the sex trafficking women and children, were the 2 million known gotaways. Over 2 million people crossed that border. We don't know who they are, where they came from, because they got away, because Border Patrol is so overwhelmed with the humanitarian crisis that Biden created that over 2 million people crossed the border and got away. That is my biggest concern, and that's what created the biggest national security vulnerability this country's ever seen.
And you have that on surveillance, seeing people get away. Do you have a sense of where they went?
No, the intelligence community under President Trump has been on this since day one. What gives me any comfort at all is that you don't have Christopher Wray there. You got Kash Patel there.
Yeah.
You don't have Alejandro Mayorkas there anymore. You got Kristi Noem, and you certainly don't have Kamala Harris as a border czar. So President Trump brought a great team, been on this since day one. Do we know where every one of the 2 million are? No. We don't know who they all are. We don't know why they're here, where they came from. But we do know Border Patrol intelligence for the last 4 years, they found prayer mats south of the border. They found identification from people from Iran, Turkey, Uzbekistan, Syria, south of the border. So we know that some terrorists have crossed that border. We'd be a fool to think zero cross.
Yep.
The thing is, though, we got President Trump as a commander-in-chief who's put all resources on that. That's why President Trump from day one, ICE operations, despite what the left media says, he has been focused on national security threats and public safety threats. And between ICE and the Bureau, we've removed thousands of national security threats because of President Trump's leadership on this.
Yes, that's right. Tom, thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's my biggest concern is the sleeper cells that are here that cross the border. It always has been kind of regardless of the president and who at the time, has always been the like you said, the dirty bombs over here in this. I mean, I think that's 100% a possibility. I think Wayne Black, if he could have joined us, would have went into a little bit more detail about that. I mean, he ran security detail for Donald Rumsfeld. He kind of knows a lot about the security, and he's expert in this, knows a lot about this subject. But I think that's my biggest concern, is what's going to happen here with, and I think we got to be very diligent in our, again, it's the whole see something, say something crap. I think now's the time, honestly, again, because I think we have an administration that will do something if you see something, not see something and then the Biden administration does nothing.
Troll, I want to say something too about Troll. Look, I get it. Dale even said it on the show that the Israel's government isn't always the best around. But if you are trying to defend Iran, we are going to disagree all day long.
100%.
You can sit there and say we created
Iran.
them. You can sit there and say they created them. They are bad news. When you send Hamas, when you send Hezbollah, when you send the Houthis out to cause harm to not just Israel, but to us, and because we side with Israel, they call us the great Satan. So, so all I'm saying is, and again, I like you, Troll. We agree on some things. You're entitled to your opinion, but Iran, we're not saying Israel's perfect, but please don't defend Iran either.
No. I think it's the lesser of two evil things, and they're our only defense in the Middle East. And do we need to impose our Christian values on Islam? I mean, there's all that crap, right? But here's what we do know, and we know this factually, unequivocally. We know this for a fact: Islam hates Christians. Islam hates Western civilization. The nations of Islam, the Quran spells it out for them and gives them the playbook on how to get rid of the infidels. And then that's who we are. This is their goal. We cannot coexist in the same country with Islamic terrorists. We can't. Their mindset is to kill us. It's like anything. So I'll ask Troll, ask anybody out there. I'll ask you tell me. It's like these damn protesters about illegal immigration. I mean, 2 weeks ago they're flying Mexican flags. Today it's Iranian flags. It's hard to keep up with the cause of the day with these idiots. Would any of us open our homes to criminals domestically? Guy just gets out of jail for murder. Convicted of murder, but he serves 25 years or he serves 10 because he's in California, right? This guy's a bad dude. Would you just open your home and say, come on in? I trust you. You've changed. No, there's got to be proof on that. And Islam does not ever prove that they've changed and never will. That's not who they are. Sorry, we just can't coexist with them. Remove the bastards from the country. That's it.
You're right. In Iran, if you're Islamic and convert to Christianity, you can be put to death.
You can and will are put to death. So, I mean,
so our friend Whoopi Goldberg, who likes to say that they understand how women are treated in Iran because that's how black people are treated in the United States. She's getting kind of by people from Iran. So anyway,
Troll, I'll put your comment up here. And white Christians get spit on by Jews. I agree. Listen, I'm telling you, not everything.
They killed Christ
is great. I mean,
we're kind of pissed.
So I mean, but that's true. There is a lot. Religion, seriously, has caused so much divide. Wars, I mean, wars are land or religion, right? I mean, that's kind of the, we need the resources on that land. We want to conquer it, or you don't believe how we believe.
Blood on their hands. We get it.
They do. We get it.
It happens. But today,
right now,
we
in this world,
so it's not Christians going around suicide bombing. It's not. It's not. No. So, and again, they're angered, but they're angered to the point that they're taking a religion and they're turning it into their own private war.
Correct.
So make no mistakes. They want us gone.
That's it.
And Troll and anyone else who's defending them, AOC, all them, you can defend them all you want to. They want you dead.
They want you dead. It doesn't matter. They can come over here right now and you could say, hey, I support you, and they will kill you. They do not want you around. That's it. They need you eradicated. Jim, real quick, if we could hear from Crick Aaron Lock and Load, that would be awesome.
Yep.
And we'll be right back. Lots of show left, brother. See you in a minute.
Grit is defined as firmness of character, unyielding courage in the face of hardship or danger. At Grit Gear Apparel, we honor all military, police, fire, public service, and patriotic Americans, both men and women regardless of color, creed, or religion. Our brand represents the love and freedom for our country, the heroism of all our men and women, and the principles of what this wonderful country was built on. Our goal is to regenerate the sense of patriotism and to spark the American pride within us, to stand together in the toughest times and become victorious, to preserve all our freedoms, to honor our flag, and to respect the men and women who have fought and died for us to have these freedoms. Wear our brand with pride, with a sense of patriotism, and as a statement for the love of our country. Whether you're military, public official, or civilian, our brand is for you. Together we stand as Americans.
That's the key. We stand as Americans. Big news. There it is. Thank you, Leslie. GritGearApparel.com and, of course, LockandLoadCoffee.com. Please go support them. Use coupon code 2GUYS, get 10% off your entire order. And then on the last show last week, Rich announced that we are working with him, and he's working with us actually. You know, it was all his idea, him and his wife, on Two Guys, a 2G1C brand through Grit Gear. Super excited. I cannot wait for that. I've got people already asking me how to get it. So
this
it's not there yet.
But it will. If you're watching on the show, this logo up here, or you see the 2G1C that's been out there. Can you just imagine that on the front?
Oh,
upper, the chest side.
I imagine it right here, this big on a hoodie, Rich.
Yeah.
If you're listening.
But I want a little one on the front and then the big one on the back.
You don't want your picture on the back, or
the picture on the back.
I will not walk around with a picture of me on me.
But anyway, we'll wait to see what else.
I mean, why wouldn't they? They'd want to.
He's going to make it look really nice, and we got it.
We can't wait.
First of all, Kurt, hello. Kurt.
Oh, hey, Kurt.
Crane.
Great to see. Yep. Awesome.
They'll talk very highly of you, by the way.
I was, and I don't know if many people do talk highly of you, Kurt.
Yeah, everybody
has, and of course I do not. But yeah, it was
yes, Troll. There's going to be hats and mugs, and everything.
Mugs and shirts. I want a decal. So if you're still on and listening, Rich, I want a decal for the back of it in white and black, just like the Grit Gear Apparel one and the American flag one I have, and the Lock and Load one I have. I have Grit Gear and Lock and Load on my truck. I want the two guys in a. I don't know how hard is that to do. We're asking a lot, Rich. Can you get it done? How quickly is this going to happen? That's what we're asking. So speed it up. We got people wanting these. These are going to be hot off the press. We'll let you know. Thank you.
Why don't you play this video from General Kane? Because folks, if you don't know who General Kane is, General Kane is somebody under. He was under Biden.
Yes,
telling them we have to go after the Houthis.
Yeah,
we have to get. They're attacking us. We're just sitting there letting it happen. He was the one that spoke the loudest, which is why he got a promotion.
Yeah,
when
that's
President
right.
Trump,
he was retired, came back up.
Yep.
Rich, first of all, I'm here. Decal in the works.
Awesome.
Phenomenal. I am stoked. I literally cannot.
He's a forward thinker. He's a
forward thinker. I know. I'm not telling him anything. He runs the business. He knows it more than I do. He's a businessman. I'm Dale. That's basically it. So, of course, he's 10 steps.
We can't figure out how to get comments up here from.
I can't figure out how to get comments. No way can I make a 2G1C decal. We can't figure out how to see you people.
So
all right. Well, here's General Raisin Kane. Where is it? I have it here. Here it is. I'm going to put it up. I have to do this first because I'm still remember. Such a smart guy. Listen to this. It's about 3 minutes long, but totally worth it. It explains kind of everything. And this is the difference between our general and General Milley. Here it is.
Specifics. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Thanks for recognizing all of our folks out there doing our nation's work, and nice to see everybody on this early Sunday morning. Last night, on the President's orders, U.S. Central Command, under the command of General Eric Kurilla, executed Operation Midnight Hammer, a deliberate and precise strike against 3 Iranian nuclear facilities. This was a complex and high-risk mission carried out with exceptional skill and discipline by our joint force. I want to thank every service member, planner, operator that made this mission possible. Their actions reflect the highest standards of the United States Armed Forces. This operation was designed to severely degrade Iran's nuclear weapons infrastructure. It was planned and executed across multiple domains and theaters with coordination that reflects our ability to project power globally with speed and precision at the time and place of our nation's choosing. This was a highly classified mission with very few people in Washington knowing the timing or nature of this plan. Yep. I'll refer you to the graphic on the side as I walk you through some of the operational details. At midnight Friday into Saturday morning, a large B-2 strike package comprised of bombers launched from the continental United States. As part of a plan to maintain tactical surprise, part of the package proceeded to the west and into the Pacific as a decoy, a deception effort known only to an extremely small number of planners and key leaders here in Washington and in Tampa. The main strike package, comprised of 7 B-2 Spirit bombers, each with 2 crew members, proceeded quietly to the east with minimal communications. Throughout the 18-hour flight into the target area, the aircraft completed multiple in-flight refuelings. Once over land, the B-2s linked up with escort and support aircraft in a complex, tightly timed maneuver requiring exact synchronization across multiple platforms in a narrow piece of airspace, all done with minimal communications. This type of integration is exactly what our joint force does better than anyone else in the world. At approximately 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time last night, and just prior to the strike package entering Iran, a U.S. submarine in the Central Command area of responsibility launched more than 24 Tomahawk land attack cruise missiles against key surface infrastructure targets at Esfahan. As the Operation Midnight Hammer strike package entered Iranian airspace, the U.S. employed several deception tactics, including decoys, as the 4th and 5th generation aircraft pushed out in front of the strike package at high altitude and high speed, sweeping in front of the package for enemy fighters and surface-to-air missile threats. The strike package was supported by U.S. Strategic Command, U.S. Transportation Command, U.S. Cyber Command, U.S. Space Command, U.S. Space Force, and U.S. European Command.
Wow.
As the strike package approached Fordo and Natanz, the U.S. protection package employed high-speed suppression weapons to ensure safe passage of the strike package, with fighter assets employing preemptive suppressing fires against any potential Iranian surface-to-air threats. We are currently unaware of any shots fired at the U.S. strike package on the way in.
Done.
At approximately 6:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2:10 a.m. Iran time, the lead B-2 dropped 2 GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator weapons on the first of several aim points at Fordo. As the President stated last night, the remaining bombers then hit their targets as well, with a total of 14 MOPs dropped against 2 nuclear target areas. All 3 Iranian nuclear infrastructure targets were struck between 6:40 p.m. and 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's about 2:10 in the morning local time in Iran, with the Tomahawk missiles being the last to strike at Esfahan to ensure we retain the element of surprise throughout the operation. Following weapons release, the Midnight Hammer strike package exited Iranian airspace and the package began its return home. We are unaware of any shots fired at the package on the way out. Iran's fighters did not fly, and it appears that Iran's surface-to-air missile systems did not see us. Throughout the mission, we retained the element of surprise. In total, U.S. forces employed approximately 75 precision-guided weapons during this operation. This included, as the President stated last night, 14 30,000-pound GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrators, marking the first ever operational use of this weapon. I know that battle damage is of great interest. Final battle damage will take some time, but initial battle damage assessments indicate that all 3 sites sustained extremely severe damage and destruction. More than 125 U.S. aircraft participated in this mission, including B-2 stealth bombers, multiple flights of 4th and 5th generation fighters, dozens and dozens of air refueling tankers, a guided missile submarine, and a full array of intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance aircraft, as well as hundreds of maintenance and operational professionals. As the Secretary said, this was the largest B-2 operational strike in U.S. history and the second longest B-2 mission ever flown, exceeded only by those in the days following 9/11.
Wow. I mean, that's an incredible, massive show of strength.
Steve.
Precision,
Absolutely.
massive show of strength. My thought process, and it's crazy, was the first time that that they've used those weapons, which, you know, it's not that they didn't know they weren't going to work, but let me ask you this, do bombs have a shelf life? Like, I mean, it's like, we better use them or else they go bad.
I wouldn't think so, but I don't know. I'm not an expert. It's funny because the B-2s, the replacements are ready to replace them.
Correct. Yep.
It's pretty solid for,
pretty solid.
pretty solid.
Here, this comment from Inker. Yeah. Thank you, by the way. God bless America. We appreciate you joining. Thank you so much.
We do live in the best country.
We do.
Even with all the crap that's going on right
now
and everything. It's just, look, whether you agree with what happened or not. Okay, it's because there's people that are going to disagree with what we did, and that's fine. That you have that right.
Correct.
And everything.
Correct.
But the intelligence community, we had our own intelligence, and we had the Israeli intelligence, and so we checked it off. So for those people out there who believe that we went basically on what Israel is telling us, that is not a correct statement.
Correct.
We had intelligence ourselves. Now, granted, Israel's in there.
Yep.
Israel has people on the ground in Iran, but we have ways of getting information as well. We're not stupid over here. Okay?
Correct.
So, but it was a combination of what they had, what we had, that showed they've got it. They're this close, and we need to make sure they understand. We gave them the opportunity to negotiate again, just like they did with Biden and Obama. They're going to ignore.
Yep, exactly.
It doesn't work with this president.
It doesn't. Jim, you have just throw that slide up there on how this started, and then
in case people forgot how we got here.
Yeah, it's how we got here, and it can even go back to '79, honestly. But
we don't. Yeah, but we're going to go back to where we consider close, right? Because remember, Hillary Clinton supplied Iran with uranium to enrich their nuclear program.
Correct.
She did this as Secretary.
Uranium One. Does anybody remember that?
As Secretary of State, she did this.
Correct.
Barack Obama gave Iran $1.7 billion that they used to fund their nuclear program.
Of cash.
That money didn't go to the Iranian people.
Never will.
Not at all. It went to build this community under the ground, 300 feet, to supply energy to Iran.
Because they care. Because they care. And then, of course,
let's not forget, Joe Biden unfroze over $16 billion of funds for Iran.
$16 billion.
President Trump is again cleaning up the crap that these individuals caused him.
Correct.
And he had to act, whether you like it or not, whether anybody out there likes it or not, he had to act. And this is why he had to act, folks. This right here is why he had to act.
Correct.
Now, whatever retaliation they do against us, see, President Trump started, they've been attacking us since 1979.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
You know?
So what President Trump did was a message.
Yep.
If they want to attack again, if they want to do something in the United States, okay, because we do believe there's some sleeper cells here.
Yep.
If they want to attack us in the U.S. or our military bases,
we will bomb the living hell out of them.
Good luck to you.
There will be one big hole in the sand. And of course this.
And then, of course, we know the left, right? First of all, Dale, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Do you want AOC or Crockett or Warren or any of these people to get notification ahead of time that we're going to bomb somebody?
No, of course not.
I don't. Because you don't know what the hell they're going to do.
I didn't even want Hakeem Jeffries, but I understand why they did it.
Exactly.
You know? But,
so because they won't keep their damn mouths shut.
Correct.
Okay. They won't. But in 2016, folks, in case you forgot, Barack Obama dropped 26,171 bombs on Iraq, Syria, Afghanistan, Libya, Yemen, Somalia, and Pakistan without Congress approval.
Without.
Donald Trump drops 36 bombs on Iran. Oh, by the way, that was just in 2016. That wasn't from his time as president. That was 2016. In 2025, President Trump drops 36 bombs on Iran nuclear sites without Congress approval. And guess which one the libs are upset with?
Yep, exactly. All of a sudden, they're for the Constitution because they say it's unconstitutional, but they don't give a crap, which it is not. You know, there's nothing unconstitutional about what
he can't send troops in.
Technically, no.
Technically, right. There's ways to around that.
Yes,
the president has to be able to have their powers to defend us. The left put us in this position.
Correct.
The left wants us in this position. They want us weak. They want us to take care of everybody. You know, they want to make sure the American people will take care of you. Don't worry about it, which is why their minions are out running around, not realizing that they just lost their freedoms.
Correct.
And not realizing how stupid they are.
Yes.
By walking out and doing these chants. Folks, here's a scary situation in front of the White House. These are Iranian people in the U.S. in front of the White House. Of course, there's some white apologists in there too.
White Karens in the crowd.
Iran's a lion and you're a mouse.
Oh, women can get along with them just fine, too. Of course. Sounds like it. It's the best they could do. It's unbelievable.
Again, I want to inform people who are there protesting. Iran doesn't care if you're protesting for them. They want you dead.
They do not care.
They don't like you. They don't care about you. They would have a suicide bomber. They're blowing you up. They don't care.
And let's
don't care.
And here it is. Let me play one thing, if you don't mind, Jim, real quick. This is the Iranian parliament. This is what they do. This is how they think of us. There they are, burning the flag, chanting death to America. These are the people we want. Or the libs are upset that we bring bombs on their nuclear sites. Does that look like a stable crowd of people you want having a nuclear weapon?
No, but it's, as far as regime change, it said it best that the American people, the Iranian people have to make that decision.
They got to make that change. We should not have anything to do with a regime change.
Exactly. We should not.
We tried all that. We've done it in the past.
It
didn't work
sounds
out
like they want us to.
Yeah.
But we're not in.
They need to be able to control that. Correct.
So, I mean, he did Saddam Hussein, found out that we were lied to. I get it.
Yep.
But if anybody wants to, we lost a lot of great American soldiers during that time, but Saddam Hussein needed to go. I mean, he did. And so what's the difference between him and this Ayatollah?
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
I mean, anyway, so go on about it. And look, everybody's going to sit there and go, they're going to attack Trump. If you don't like Trump, you're not going to agree with what he did. It doesn't matter to you. It does not matter to you.
It doesn't matter to you.
But when you sit there and defend the likes of Obama, the likes of Biden, the likes of Hillary Clinton, you lose me. Because
can I play this comment from Troll real quick before we move on? It said under Trump, the United States has dropped about 20,650 bombs through July 31st, or 80% the number dropped under Obama for the entirety of his 2 terms. Okay, what's your point? What's your point? The amount of bombs he's dropped, or the fact that the liberals are saying it's unconstitutional, but it wasn't under Obama? What is the point of it? And also, I don't care. I want
the point we were trying to make wasn't the number of bombs dropped. I'm not saying that. I am not saying Barack Obama did not need to do that. What we are pointing out is
the liberal hypocrisy.
Once President Trump impeached,
correct.
Whereas it was okay
even
when Obama
some on the right, as Representative
we are
Massey
not saying that what Obama did was wrong. That is not what we are saying. What we are saying is, if the left politicians, those who were not upset when Obama did it, why are you asking for impeachment now?
Troll again. You posted numbers claiming Trump only dropped 36. Dude, that was based on what the liberals are saying now, that they want him impeached because of this incident.
Approval.
Okay. Troll, we'll slow down if you need to catch up.
It doesn't matter who dropped what or how many they dropped. That's not the point we're making. It's the liberal left politicians that didn't care when he did it, but they care when President Trump does it. That's our point.
Here's the difference, Troll. We understood your point.
Yeah.
You were slow to understand ours. I love you, brother. Catch up though. Anyways.
I mean, it's just guys, President Obama probably needed to drop the bombs. He probably
I'm not saying he did or did not.
Yeah.
I didn't want him impeached.
This is
when
not
he did
the issue. It's the Hakeem Jeffries of the world. It's the Cory Bookers. It's the Chuck Schumers who were in office at that time.
Yeah.
How come they weren't complaining when Obama did? But they're complaining. That's all. And I hate when politicians do this. If you don't like something, you don't like something. It doesn't matter who does what. Okay. And by the way, folks, for anybody, we have people on our side that disagreed with it too. If you think for a second that Massey is going to be defeated,
he's not
in the area that he is from. He is not.
But I got to be honest with you. I wish he'd shut the F up. Already.
I do. Me too.
I wish he would just.
He is causing. Look, Rand Paul, all these individuals that are fighting this one big beautiful bill because
which there's a lot to fight. I get it.
We have already discussed this.
We have.
Okay. The rescission packages that are being sent forth by the president. And folks, we are in this situation because Congress has done nothing.
Yes, that is right.
President Trump is forcing them to do their jobs. They don't like it.
Is there any comments on Rumble that we need to go over? I haven't looked.
Yeah,
lately.
just one real quick. Rand Paul, okay? Congress, Senate decides tariffs. Well, why didn't you do it? Why hadn't you done it all those years you were in the Senate, Rand? Why didn't you do it? President Trump forced the issue.
Forced the issue on you.
Okay.
That's why.
You guys are getting mad at him for doing stuff that you guys weren't doing. So wake up, get this one big, beautiful bill passed, get these tax cuts done, get it finished, and then the rescission packages are going to be your cuts. It's going to be your savings. So let's think on it through. Okay. There's a lot of comments on the multiple flags. Minnie Ball said they have multicolored flags now for Iran and Mexico on one flag. Yeah, I saw that.
Of course. Yeah, I did. I saw that too. They just make up their own flags because they're idiots.
And by the way, you made the comment that what was that comment you damn it, you said whatever you said the comment that see something, say something.
Yeah.
Minnie Ball made the comment earlier. That's racist. Yeah, that's what people deem it as. They want to be mini ball. They want to be murderers so they can get their virgins. They just don't realize it's their goats. That's so that's probably true.
Correct.
But a lot of mornings and all this stuff.
That's fine.
Like I said, mini ball, they said the flags. And then Tarna did say, "Oh, Jesus is right. When will the spew get yanked off the air?" We just have a lot of different
correct.
Kurt said, "Great meeting you."
Oh yeah.
And Crane, he also says Barry also killed Americans with drones without due process. Okay.
Yep. Correct.
And Tarna said these are convenient truths for the psychos. And then Aiken agreed that nobody on the left or in the media said a word about it. And then so they're all 100% correct. And then Tarna said, "Oh, don't get me started on them using the Constitution when it suits them."
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. That's the problem. And here, Troll, I'm just stating a different view, Troll. We understand. I welcome it. We love you, bro.
Yeah, we're never going to stop talking to you.
No. I love the different view, and I love that. And it's fine to do that. I understand some points there, and I also understand this point from Rich.
Yep.
I support the bombings and any more that come if needed. I agree. Whatever it takes to protect our home.
President Trump told them how to keep from getting bombed by us. He told them how to do it.
He did.
Negotiate.
He told them.
If you want to build a reactor to run electricity on the ground, on the actual above ground,
as we do here, for instance,
and other
on nuclear
countries
plants,
do,
and
we'll help you build it.
Correct.
But when you build something 300 feet underground, that's not for a good cause. We got to start
questioning,
people.
Why are you hiding things?
Not for a good cause.
Why are you hiding things? Jim, you know what time it is now?
Yep.
You know what time it is. Before we start our top 5, I want to also say this because this was absolutely mind-boggling. But got to our Airbnb. So if you ever need to stay in Mentor, Ohio,
this is cool.
You see George and Karen. They are absolutely the best hosts, and it's the second time we've stayed there, so it was interesting. But I walk in this time, and there's a nice welcome note that they wrote. On the was a box of pastries, phenomenal, by the way. And on top of that was a bag of Lock and Load coffee. They are fans of the show, watched the show, had a bag of Lock and Load coffee sitting there. I took a picture immediately, sent it to Rich and Jim, and I'm like, this is crazy. This is actually crazy. Small world, great people if you ever got to stay there. But there they did. They had Lock and Load, and I'm going to talk to them about supplying their Lock and Load pods. At the house, and Rich said he'd help out with that. So that's in the works, my friend. That's in the works. And they also, I got a series of these Let's Go Brandon classes that they left for us as well. Unbelievable.
Yeah, we have
greatest hosts in the world.
We're getting it to where every house in America should have Lock and Load coffee. We're working towards that, Rich.
We are.
I hope you're ready.
Yep, we hope you're ready. And Folgers.
Aiken's already got his list up. Way to go.
All right, well, let's go. We got top 5, and this time it is top 5 sports franchises.
Right, not dynasties. Some of them are.
And they cross.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's longevity. Right? And that's why New England, I don't consider longevity.
It does.
That's why they didn't make my list.
Yeah, correct. Rich said, love it. Thank you.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you as well. Jim, you want to post? It's Monday. You go first.
That's right. All right. Here we go. Number 5. God, this is painful. This was so painful.
So true, though. Didn't make my list, but
the Pittsburgh Steelers. I hate it. I hate putting them up there, but this is a franchise that refuses to lose.
Okay.
Now, granted, they haven't won playoff games in a long time. They haven't done this, but they've only had 3 coaches in their history of their existence.
3 coaches.
This is consistency at its best, folks. 6 Super Bowl championships.
Say what you want about the Roonies. They run.
I can't stand them. I hope they lose. I think they should be kicked out of the league just because they should be kicked out.
Because they just violate everything, or they violate our eyes and ears and our senses.
But and it hurts my ears to put that up there. But
you're welcome, Sharon.
Yeah. Yeah, Sharon,
made the list.
It's Steve. Yeah, Steve, you're welcome too. But no,
listen.
Yes, Kurt posted, Jim is dying inside. Yes,
Oh, he is.
am.
It's literally eating him alive inside. Didn't make my list.
Number 4.
Yep.
Green Bay Packers.
No doubt.
You talk about the smallest
public owned, yeah. I mean,
they
Vince
refuse.
Lombardi.
They have had some losing seasons,
Art
but
Star.
they refuse to lose for any length of time.
Correct.
They do it right. They're smart. This is a great franchise.
Great franchise.
Number
Great
3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Consistently, yes, they've had some downtime. Okay, but
over the history, you got to go with history here. We're talking best sports franchises ever.
Absolutely. Now, these last two, I went with baseball because I just don't know how you can argue with it. Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah.
Again, they spend whatever they want to, but they don't want to lose.
Correct.
Which, as a fan, that's got to be great because
correct.
I don't have that for my team.
I know, I don't either.
We have to hope that our minor league system comes up, to get to that point where we can be competitive for 4 years.
Yep, correct.
And then start over again.
Yes,
as we have to trade them because the went out. So
yeah, I know.
Number one,
without a doubt,
guys,
without a doubt. Sorry,
I mean, they just whether you.
I don't think there's any
like
denying the list. I mean,
whether you hate the fact that they're spending money, it's beside.
Everybody hates the Yankees.
They play by the rules that is afforded.
Though.
They have luxury taxes they have to pay for going over, and
correct.
The lowest 5 teams in the league gets that money.
Yes.
Now I wish those low 5 teams would be forced to spend it on players.
Yeah, I know.
That's not always the case.
That's what the stipulation should be. You got to reinvest it into your team, not to your own pocket.
My team was one of those teams that got a lot of that money, and I didn't like the fact that they didn't invest it. So
okay, here's Aikens.
Packers, Chicago Bulls, Pittsburgh Steelers, New York Yankees, Boston Celtics. Cannot disagree with any of those.
No doubt.
Leslie, Dallas Cowboys, LA Lakers, Real Madrid. I refuse to put.
I know, but she's not wrong.
But you're not wrong. No, not at all. You are not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Packers. Oh, this hurts the New York Yankees.
You can't help it. Oh, there's
out, Leslie. This is another list. We had 2.
Well, yeah. I would have a few of hers.
Really?
Trolls, Mossad Intel team, Jewish Middle East team, APEC lobby team, military industrial complex, late to the table Americans.
Those are strong
teams.
Right
Troll, that's a great see, that's why we like you douche. We love you. That is why for things like that. So
good
okay,
list, folks. Good list.
On to mine, it will be no surprise. I think to most people, I think we all probably had the similar lists. My number 5, the Montreal Canadiens. So I think overall as a franchise, 24 Stanley Cups. I'm not talking just dynasty. I'm talking overall franchise. Right. And in the NHL, I think they top the list. So that's just to me, they had to go on this.
They'll put another
what?
They'll put another Canadian team on there, but that's all right.
Oh, well, I mean, I'd rather have them than the Steelers.
Trust me, it hurts still.
Number 4, the Green Bay Packers, of course. We've gone through this. I had little stats and all that down there.
Had them 4.
Huh?
We both had them number 4.
We both had them at number 4. Yeah, we did. Number 3, the Los Angeles Lakers. Without a doubt, 17 NBA championships. That's I know. I don't like any of these teams, Jim. None of them are mine. And never will be. So, unless we go college, I could probably weasel in Ohio State into all that. College football only. Number 2, the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
Like we've had. And then, of course, yes, the painful New York Yankees. 27 world titles. I mean, it's just, and it's not only that, but I do like that end where it's like the global recognition, either their NY logo or their Yankees. Everybody in the world knows who the New York Yankees are. Everybody knows. So
Rich has a good list up here. You ready?
Oh yeah, I want to hear. Yeah, I want to see Rich's.
Steelers hate them. The Bulls, Yankees don't like them. Celtics, Indians.
One only in my eyes. No, my eyes.
Again, Rich. Your list.
I know, totally in my eyes. Yeah, the Indians and the Browns would be on that list.
I wanted to put the Reds up there, but I would have been made fun of.
The Browns were a once storied franchise.
And I really
that's a great history with the Browns. Rebuilding since 1965. I mean, that's all. It's not that many years. Rebuilding since Vietnam. What is happening? Can't do it anymore with this team.
I love this, Leslie. My hockey love just couldn't do it. Couldn't put a Canadian team on it.
I know, but you got to admit it's not wrong. I mean,
Magic Johnson caught more than herpes, my friend.
He's got the magic AIDS.
I mean, he could have herpes too. Happened. I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just. He's got something more to worry about than herpes.
Exactly.
Even though he is the only person I think that had it is completely cured.
Yep. I think so. Me too. That's why I say he's got them magic herpes. I don't know how he gets that, but there, Troll says Jim Brown. As a matter of fact, I found a very nice, when we were going through my father's stuff, very nice autograph pictures of Jim Brown, Lou Groza, Bob Feller. Like, it's super long. I was like, holy crap. And I'm like, what? My sister and brother ain't getting these. It's come right home with the big guy. So anyways, what is our
Tracy Southpaw has a comment.
Oh no. Okay.
Browns had a storied era? ? The book must have been burnt.
It's before your time.
Look, he's an Oakland Raiders and an Oakland A's fan. So what
Jesus, I don't even know how that happened to him. Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Top 5 athletes who played past their prime. That is for Wednesday. In addition, on Wednesday, big day for us.
Ooh,
we will have with us
busy day.
Rich will be here from Grit Gear and Lock and Load, along with John Tig Tigan. Yes, Benghazi hero. The second 9/11, September 11th, 2012 in Benghazi. One of the heroes of that day will be here to join us along with Rich. That is confirmed, right? I'm just making sure. I've been gone for 2 weeks.
Rich is confirmed.
I just want to make sure. Rich, if it does change, just let us know. Yeah. But that is what is supposed to come up this Wednesday, and we hope that does.
And then Wednesday night.
Yeah, Wednesday. And then Wednesday night, we have our 4th Warrior Shield.
And Tig is confirmed on that one.
I thought that was he's going to be on twice Wednesday?
Yeah, because the Ryan or Bo couldn't.
No, Bo had August. I thought it was Ryan.
Ryan couldn't make it. So I believe that's the case. We'll have to get with Chance and double check. But Tig, I believe, is going to be on Wednesday.
Double.
I think Ryan is going to be. I think Ryan's in July, and Bo's in August. Right.
Yeah. Right. I know Bo's in August, but I was confused on the other two.
Yeah, please do, because we just told everybody.
Yeah, we just told everybody. I mean, if it changes, let us know. Of course, we can reschedule. It's not that.
Yeah, but guys, you gotta the story. If you haven't heard the 13 hours, where have you been? But honestly, hurry up. Dale's going to do it. I know he's going to read the book between now and Wednesday.
Yeah.
See, I could finish it between now and Wednesday.
Yeah, I know you.
But or the movie. Okay, the movie's all right, but Sarah Adams' book. Also as well for the 13 hours kind of goes in a little more detail from her side of things from the CIA. But anyway, folks, this is a story that if you watch the movie, his name's in there. John Tig Tigan. He's in there, and it's a story and a half. And
it is.
So,
and to get his personal take on it all, and to discuss, and of course his affiliation with Warrior Shield, and how Rich runs does a line for Tig of his clothing, which you can get on gritgearapparel.com. You can go on there and look at Tig's collection, Ryan's collection, and soon the Two Guys One Coup collection. But which is that to me, that was just the biggest honor, because he does Ryan's and he does Tig. He does these are American heroes, and the fact that Sharon and Rich, kind of came up with this for us is just absolutely a true honor.
Yeah. I mean, because we're not American. We're not American heroes.
We're not heroes.
We're just two idiots that people were dumb enough to give us a microphone and a camera.
I know. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, but not give us. I mean, we had to buy it. I mean,
well, that's a good point.
Even gave it.
That's a good point. Yeah.
We were stupid enough to buy it, and people were, I don't know, crazy enough to listen, which we appreciate.
But Wednesday night, folks, for those of you new to FuryCast and new to us, it's like a telethon once a month leading up to the Warrior Shield event in September. We try to get money, raise money for it. We try to get
people to buy tickets to go on to look at their.
Is the foundation that they're sponsoring this year for suicide within military. Our first responders, mostly
Correct.
military for that one.
Mhm.
But the stories are great. The
Yes.
people are fantastic. It's just, guys, you won't have a dry eye once you
Yeah.
hear the story of Corporal Chatto. You won't. But we do this once a month. We pick a time during the month and we just talk about it. We present it. Chance comes on. The artists have come
Mhm.
on. Who are going to be part of the concert. And
Yes.
folks, we just can't stress enough how important this is.
Correct.
100% of the proceeds that this group makes goes towards whatever the group of people they're supporting.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
granted, they do have to pay
they're
bills.
a nonprofit
folks.
who helps other nonprofits.
Yeah, they do have
That's
to
it.
pay bills. So
Yeah.
so we got to be careful when we say 100%.
100% does not a penny
Nobody
goes into
gets
their
paid.
pockets.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody gets paid.
That's a better way of
So-
saying it. And it's warriorshield.org, as Leslie
Yep.
put up there.
Yep.
Thank you again for that.
Yes.
Yeah. And so again, my heartfelt thanks to Rich for filling in during these last 2 weeks. And Jim, thank you for taking over and handling all of that as well. Professional as can be. I thank everybody who watches and listens for their patience, with me during it. Again, we were hoping to start at the end of June, and that would have taken care of all this, but we started on FuryCast earlier than expected, and so those plans were already, in the works.
And to the point,
Mhm.
looking forward to meeting you as well.
Oh yeah, he will be there.
mentioned
Mike will
he
be
mentioned
there.
on Rumble.
Yep.
And Mike, if you got a minute here in the next week or so, we
Yeah.
might need you.
Yep, correct. Yeah, so let us know your schedule, Mike,
Yeah.
and then we'll
And
adjust
we'll
to
put in.
yours
We'll give you
because-
our login information. and
Yeah,
then
so
can
you
show
can
us
maybe
how
show
we
us how to do
Yeah.
that. Thank you for switching over to X, Leslie and Aiken and all
Yep.
these, for
Yeah,
at
it's
least
really
we can
good.
see the comments there on StreamYard,
We'll
which is
get
helpful.
there. We
but we will
promise.
get there. We'll get back to the whole Rumble comments. And thank you, Mini Ball and
as
Steve for
usual.
joining today,
As
and
usual.
Aiken, of course, and Tarna,
Tarna, yep.
and some new ones that that commented and joined today. We really do appreciate it. We're proud to be here on this network. You stay tuned. Right here after this show is X Talk Live with Crash and Kitty. You do not want to miss that. It's every weekday at noon Eastern time.
Yeah.
X Talk Live, and of course Crash at Night, which is
In
at
Mini
10
Ball, the
PM
top
Eastern.
5 are,
Mhm.
and I know I don't think Mini likes the sports aspect of
Yeah.
it, but the top 5 are the top 5 athletes that played beyond their prime.
Yep, correct. We'll switch out of sports after that, and get into something different.
Yeah.
But top 5 athletes.
Well,
that
I
played
think we need to
beyond
do
their
top
prime.
5 books.
Anyways. To Kill a Mockingbird was pretty cool. I read that in high school.
Tale of Two Cities is really good too.
I don't even know what 2 cities we're talking about. Minneapolis, St. Paul. I have no idea what cities.
You've never read?
No, I've never read it. No, why would I?
Wow, Leslie, come on.
Yep, I agree.
You did not have to read Tale of Two Cities in high school, or did you have to? You just never.
I might
cared?
have. I got the Cliffs Notes for everything, and that's why I do this today.
Put some great. I did not read when I was in high school, so
Yeah.
I put some great reports together,
Yeah.
BSing my way through. So it was fun.
Well, good for you,
Steve. That's a good one.
Oh, that is a good one.
Top
Steve.
5
Top 5
firearms.
firearms.
I like that.
Ooh, that we can buy legally, or top 5 I want, or
No, top 5 firearms. What's
okay.
that?
I'm just saying.
So if you want
Okay.
a howitzer back from it,
I don't know. What can I do? Yeah, we'll talk about that
I'm
all. But
thinking
please come.
tank.
Yeah, I know. Stay tuned Wednesday. We'll be back here live again, 10:30 Eastern. We're waiting on confirmation from Tig, from Rich. Thank you for reaching out to him again. Thank you everyone again for joining us. Please like, follow, and share. Please like and follow our Rumble page. Please do it on X at 2 Guys 1 Coup, at FuryCast USA. Please go follow them as well. That's the network that we are proud to be on. Stay tuned for Crash and Kitty next. Jim, anything else to add before this incredibly 12-minute outro?
Has my back.
What?
Tarna always has my back.
What'd she say?
She loves a good book. She likes that.
If I find one, I'll let you know. Jim,
Kurt did
that's
have a
it?
good one, though. Kurt did have a good one. Books
What?
turned into movies. So,
Yeah. I mean, that's not a bad one either. Because then I can
you watch the movie.
I can participate half of it. I'd have to ask you if it was a book. Folks, thank you again. Appreciate you all. Love you all. Jim, thank you, my friend. Mike will reach out to you, or you reach out to us. We will need your assistance, and we'll wait on Rich to get back to us on the confirmation for Wednesday. But if not, we will still be back here Wednesday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Jim, it's time for the outro. Our favorite part. Download the song. Play it for your friends. We'll talk to you on Wednesday. Bye, Jimmy.
Bye.
Truth was spoken, the mask is gone. 2 guys, 1 coup, the mission is clear. Breaking the silence, year after year. With steel and soul, we took a stand. Fury cast power across the land. 2G1C, the fire won't fade. We're forged in truth and never afraid. Thank you for watching, for taking the ride. You stood with us on the freedom side. Through lies and fear, we lit the spark. Now we leave our mark in the dark. We'll be back with thunder and flame. No sellouts here. We play no game. Truth still lives. It lives in you. Carry the torch for 2G1C2. So raise your voice, let the silence break. With every word, the tyrant shake. This was more than just a show. It's the spirit that refuses to go. Thank you for watching, for taking the ride. You stood with us on the freedom side. Through lies and fear, we lit the spark. Now we leave our mark in the dark. We'll be back with thunder and flame. No sellouts here. We play no game. Truth still lives. It lives in you. Carry the torch for 2G1C2. Furycast Network. Where the bold remain. We're right again through wind and flame. Until next time, stay sharp, stay true. We'll see you soon. From 2 guys, 1 coup.